All right, today's Clues by Sam is supposed to be tricky. Let's see how we do. All right, exactly 2 of the 3 innocents in row 1 are in a corner. 2 of the 3 innocents, so there's 3 innocents in row 1. 2 of them are in a corner. Well, Donald and Aaron are those 2. And then Barb and Cheryl have to be one of each because there's one more innocent. There are no innocents in between Cheryl and Wanda who neighbor Gabe. So anyone between Cheryl and Wanda who neighbors Gabe is a criminal, which would be Isaac and Noah. All right, row 5 is the only row with exactly 3 criminals. Okay, that's not helpful yet, but it might be eventually. Exactly 1 innocent in row 5 is neighboring Steve. So there is an innocent in row 5 neighboring Steve, which would be Vera, Wanda, or Xena. But we also know there's only 1 innocent in row 5. So one of those 3 is the innocent. Uma is a criminal. Okay, and I can get rid of this now because we still know there's 1 innocent in row 5 from this clue. And so that will be neighboring Steve. There are more criminal guards than criminal teachers. There are more criminal guards than criminal teachers. Okay, well, we have 3 teachers across the top, and then Isaac and Janet are the guards. So there's more criminal guards than criminal teachers. Well, we know among the teachers there's going to be 1 criminal because Barb and Cheryl are one of each. So we have to have 2 criminal guards, which makes Janet a criminal. Only 1 of the 2 innocents neighboring rows is to the right of Uma. One of the 2, so there's 2 innocents neighboring rows. One of them is to the right of Uma, which has to be Vera or Wanda. And remember, there's only 1 innocent in row 5, so Xena has to be a criminal. These 2 are one of each. Let's make them a different color than the ones at the top. And there's also only 2 innocents neighboring rows. So among these other 4, there's only 1 innocent. But right. So, no, we don't know. So actually, Frank and Gabe. So row 5 is the only row with exactly 3 criminals. Frank and Gabe cannot be one of each. They're actually going to be the same. I'm going to mark that in the lower corner, meaning it's the same instead of these are one of each. These are the same. Because if they were one of each, you'd have 3 criminals in the row. And I'm getting a spam call. I'm going to decline that. Okay. Row 5, I said likely spam. Anyways, okay, so back to this. Only 1 of the 3 innocents neighboring Isaac is in column C. 3 innocents neighboring Isaac is in column C. Well, the only innocent in column C that can neighbor Isaac is Cheryl. So Cheryl is innocent, which makes Barb a criminal. We're only getting started. All right, there's 3 innocents neighboring Isaac. And there's 2 of them up here, Cheryl. So Gabe, Laura, and Ollie, there's 1 innocent among them. Row 5 is the only row with exactly 3 criminals. Okay, exactly 2 of the 6 innocents on the edges are Rose's neighbors. So Rose has 2 innocents on the edges that are her neighbors, but we also know that Rose has 2 innocent neighbors total. So both of her innocent neighbors are on the edges, which means Karen and Peter are one of each because we already have 1 innocent down here. This is the second innocent. Laura and Steve have to be criminals. I bet you can't figure out the next one. Now this is the tough part. Okay. Well, we'll see. I don't know. So we can get rid of this now because we've marked the 2 innocents. Well, we know we've got it marked for where they're going to be. We don't know which ones they are, but it's 1 here and 1 here. 3 innocents neighboring Isaac. 1, 2. So Gabe and Ollie are one of each. Okay, so I'm going to do, we're going to do this. Yeah, those are one of each. These 2 are the same, which means Ollie and Frank are effectively one of each as well. But, oh, and Karen and Ollie are the same. For the same reason that Frank and Gabe are the same, because of the, you can't have 3. Okay, so I'm going to change that. So these 2 are the same. Ollie is different, but Ollie and Karen have to be the same, which is different than Peter. So Peter needs to have the corner. There we go. So the ones that are the same color are the same up there, and Vera and Wanda are one of each. Not confusing at all. Okay. Okay, we also know there's 6 innocents on the edges. So we've got 3 up here for Peter and Frank. Or, okay, so here's the thing. We've got 3 up here. There's 1 down here. That's 4 innocents on the edges. We are either going to have Frank and Peter, because they're the same, or Karen and Ollie, because they're the same, all on the edges. That will make 6. So Tom is actually a criminal. Nice. Okay. There are as many criminal guards as there are criminal judges. Well, there's 2 criminal guards. So the judges are all criminals. So Vera is a criminal, which makes Wanda innocent. And now our coloring is less confusing because it is same color is the same thing. The worst part is over. Now finish it. There's an odd number of criminals neighboring Noah. Odd number of criminals neighboring Noah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you're going to have Gabe or Ollie. That will be 6. So Rose has to be a criminal to make it odd. We never stood a chance, did we? No, you did not, Rose. Okay. 1 of the 3 innocents neighboring Isaac. Only 1 of the 3 innocents neighboring Isaac is in. Okay, we've got that. Is in column C. We've got that. Oh, no column can have exactly 3 criminals except for the 5th. So this one, Peter has to be a criminal, which then makes Frank and Gabe criminals, and Karen and Ollie are innocents. There we go. Very nice. Okay, well, it was a tricky one, supposedly. I didn't actually think it was that tricky today. I guess there were a couple of sort of tricky steps, but I don't know, not too bad. Got it in less than 7 minutes. So let me know how your solve went, and if your name was in the grid today, were you a criminal or an innocent? And of course, be sure to subscribe for more.